What's the situation?
All quiet. I would say about
20 in all. Should think everybody's gone to bed early tonight. A couple of vehicles outside. None that I recognize. All in all, I should say...
I wish we were there instead of miles away from the operation.
Shut up.
Move in without anybody noticing a thing. Hold on. There's a motorcycle approaching.
Well, hope it doesn't come to that.
Yeah, but it's nice to know they're waiting at Wingstaff, eh?
false alarm. Don't think it's anything to worry about. Looks like some fella picking up his chick.
The girl's a right scrubber. Not my cup of tea. Wouldn't touch her. Not even with Dashwood.
Thanks, Ted. Is it on?
The understanding was just you and me.
He's all right. We work together. Now, is it on, Terry? Yes or no?
I'm not happy you bringing someone along.
I told you he's all right.
This is very risky for me, Mike.
Don't mess me about. Yes or no?
Yeah, you've got about half an hour. Bishop's on his way.
Sample. Did you manage to get a sample?
3-3 from 600. You receiving, over?
3-3.
Sarge, what's the secret operation everyone's on? Nobody's told me anything.
Perhaps no one wants you to know. All right, hold on. Put it down. All right. Okay, come on.
All right, Bob?
Yeah, good luck.
But come off it, Sarge. I'm the collator. I ought to be in the know.
Look, Ellis, all I'm interested in is setting up this room for tomorrow. If you don't want a nice 9 to 5, I'll find someone who does.
Go on, load up. Move on, lads. Lots to do, lots to do.
Frank, go with Sanders. I want a uniformed officer with every plainclothes man.
Right. Melvin. Where's Melvin?
Hey, late again.
Come on, lad. Hurry up, hurry up. Give that crowbar to Smith. I don't see you breaking open doors and out locks. Let's move.
Does Ivan know this is a setup for bigger things?
Yeah, Jimmy. I told you he's all right.
The name's Jimmy.
Everybody's Jimmy. Drop me off there. If this charade tonight works, Bishop will call me tomorrow morning and say he couldn't collect. I'll put the squeeze on. If everything goes according to plan, I should have the location of the factory well before, say, mid-morning.
What time will you ring?
About 10. Be ready. You can't afford to screw this up.
I'm not sure I know what all this is about.
It's best only a few of us know. Jimmy.
If this job of Dashwood's comes off, he's made for life. Don't tell me you got doubts.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Follow the Blue Cavalier and park about 100 yards on the left. Then switch off your engine.
Brownlow's loving every minute of this. Been waiting for months for an excuse to hit the estate.
Well, I'm on his side. I'm fed up of being spat on, abused and treated like shit. This place has been a no-go area for too long.
Oh, come on, there's hard-working, honest people in there, Nick.
Oh, yeah. You try and work out who's who, and pieces of concrete are dropped on your head, eh?
Once I've seen you go in, I'll follow. Stay where you are, Ted. I want you to watch our rear.
Have you prepared the recreation room for the viewing tomorrow?
Yes.
You don't sound very enthusiastic.
Someday my enthusiasm for this job will dry up. When you finish, Dinesh?
We have to be flexible, Bob. We can't all be running about on a drugs bust.
Nothing to do with flexibility. I've been numbered in this, Nick, for the past 3 weeks on one thing or another. If it's not custody officer, it's cat sergeant. And if it's not that, then it's something like this bloody thing. Now, I might be a bit old-fashioned, but I see my job as being out on the streets. Occasionally.
The public's going to have a more efficient service at the end of the day when all this technology is implemented.
More efficient bureaucracy. We're losing touch with the people out there. Don't you understand that?
We are not changing with the times, Bob. That's half your trouble.
You don't know what you're talking about, mate.
Right behind you, 148. 227, likewise.
Boss, you've been sussed. The girl is a lookout.
All units, let's go.
Police, everybody stay where they are. Stand still. Stand still. Wait. Clear those exits. Let's have against the wall. Come on. No one move.
This is going to lead to the biggest job the Nick's ever had. What's the matter with you?
It's Terry Watts. I know his face.
You don't know his face.
Well, that's not his real name, is it?
Look, when you work with me, I expect loyalty. So, when I say you don't know his face, that's exactly what I mean.
To all units in this operation, raid on target premises now complete.
Disappointed, are we, Nick?
Yeah. Yeah, I were hyped up for revenge.
Excuse me, love. Crowbar. Out of the way, love. Cheers, Alec.
Oh, look at this. Bingo, you've done it, Gov.
Sir, trouble. Melvin, let him go! Melvin, pull back! Pull back! All right, this is 3-3. We request assistance immediately.
Are there any tension indicators, 3-3, over?
Tension indicators? They're throwing bloody petrol bombs,
Here we
sir.
go, here we go, here we go.
Oh, you're loving all this, aren't you?
Here
Right,
we
lads.
go.
You've only got yourself to blame. How old are you anyway?
Hell! What's happening? What else did you expect? Over there. The Range Rover. It's Bishop's motor. He's here, all right.
I told him to let him go!
busy at the moment, 3-0. Log all movements.
Do not attempt to follow.
He knows I'm not going to follow. Mike. Bishop.
He don't look like a drugs dealer to me.
What'd you expect? Sandwich board with stop me and buy some. I wonder how he feels having just lost £500,000 worth of crack.
Choked?
Morning. Morning. Morning, Henry.
Oh, yeah.
What's wrong with her?
A jumbo with prawns, Sarge.
Crack?
Yeah.
Where did she get the money?
Oh, on the game, shoplifting, mugging. God knows where she gets the strength to mug anything.
A mugger?
Did for her yesterday. I've checked, Sarge. You're in the crime book.
June? You two are all right, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Better than the real job, though, huh? Right, sorry.
Morning, Sarge.
Busy night, eh, Jim?
Say that again.
None of our lads are up though, eh?
Well, we were lucky. It was bang out of order, though, Sarge.
Yeah, that's what it's all about, though, eh?
If you can get City Road...
Hello, hello.
Say 3. If you can get City Road to take another 2...
Try again.
2.
I've got 20 on remand at Scott Port this morning. Morning, Bob.
Right, yeah.
Got home to clear the decks.
Yeah, OK. Now, hold on a second, mate. Road, Sarge. I can't take any more.
All right, then try Hackney.
Yeah, that's what I'm on to now,
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm helping out, Sarge. Yeah.
What do you mean by nicking my right-hand man?
I was stuck, Bob. It's been a bloody nightmare.
I thought the word of the week was continuity.
If you don't get any joy there, try Jay.
Look, I thought they brought you lot in on this special shift to sort this out.
Come on. You haven't been on all night, have you? Anticipating 20 arrests and getting 40 is no joke, I can tell you.
Oh, well, I'm going off to get a cup of tea. I mean, all this activity first thing in the morning is too much for me.
Smith and Edwards are up there. Tell them I want them now.
Yes, sir.
I think I volunteered for this duty. Put that fag out.
Gotcha. I must admit, Dashwood, when I met your informant, I had doubts as to whether he could deliver.
Didn't we all, sir?
Well, what's us come up trumps so far, right? £500,000 worth of crack is not to be sneezed at, if you'll pardon the pun. How do you get the end off this?
But that was just a den back there, sir. Somewhere to stash the gear. Bishop's probably got loads of places like that. But the factory's a different proposition. That's what I want to talk to Watts.
I don't think that would be a good idea, Roy.
He was very wary of Carver, sir. I think anybody else might just scare him off.
Hello, is that the Claytor, West End Central? That's PC Carver, Sun Hill. I've got a photograph in front of me, filed under casual frequenter on this division. Name of Dougie Gardner. Last sighting, according to our records, was June 1982. Can you bring me up to date, please?
I'm going to sit you downstairs for a little while.
I'll over to you, because I don't think you're...
A little more paperwork, and then we'll bail you out, all right?
You want to have a go?
Excuse me, Sarge. Just a minute, I'm talking. In the meantime, I want you to read your statement, and if you find any of it incorrect, you just let me know, all right? Carver, look after
But, Sarge, I've done it...
Later!
It's important!
Later!
Mike's only just 10 o'clock. I know, I just wish he'd ring.
Gov.
Why did you give Watts my direct line number? It's a bit naughty, wasn't it?
You were away for a few days. I didn't think you'd mind.
Listen, we got another 3 prisoners to...
Yep. It's for you.
Speaking.
Right. Well? I think we're there. I'm going to meet him in 10 minutes.
Take Carver with you.
Carver?
Someone watching your back.
There's no need for that.
Take him all the same.
If I could only go out and find him. I mean, how long's it going to take me, Sarge? You can't go running about the streets with your hands cuffed behind your back without anyone noticing, can you? Just let me go for half an hour. I'll be on the air.
Never lost a prisoner before, have you, Melvin?
Haven't lost this one yet.
Everybody involved in the raid is to stay on standby. Now that means no one leaves the station.
Half an hour, Sarge, that's all.
No problem.
Ted, before you go.
Sit down. Keep your eye on him, will you?
A broad Scots accent with an intro into drugs. Any ideas?
A Scotsman?
Glaswegian, maybe?
They all sound the same to me.
Where the hell have you been?
Spoils of war. Might have been a bit dodgy when you bought it. Maybe you over-insured it. Got a generous handout from the insurance company, who knows?
If only some of these people had the properties marked, postcoded or something. My mum would like this.
Oh, dear. Oh, yeah. That's that circa 1976.
Where have you been, Ellis?
Oh, I couldn't get away from the cad room. Ooh, that's a nice bit of gear.
Put that down.
Oh, sorry.
When I say 9 o'clock, I mean 9 o'clock.
Yeah, sorry, sir.
Mia. Come on, drink up. It'll make you feel better.
God. She's only wet herself again.
She can't help it.
Must be the highest paid laboratory attendants in the world.
Gotcha. Oh, can I help you, sir? Someone been mucking about, have they, sir? Yeah, I've got some keys around somewhere, might fit those. Hold on. I'll have you out of those in no time.
You throwing a moody, Carver?
You are a silly girl. You shouldn't use other people's needles, should you?
I haven't got any sympathy for her.
Oh, don't be like that. Will you get me some gloves?
I bet you used to collect strays when you were a kid.
What are you doing in this room? It should be locked.
We're waiting for the doctor, sir.
Not that one, sir. Sergeant Penny. I want his shoelaces and his belt.
A word, Sergeant. What do you want me
It's
to
not
do
fair.
with this
Yeah,
one,
it's not
Sarge
John
Alexander Desno?
All right, sitting there in the charge room and wait. A fingerprint photograph, am I right? Do me a favour, will you? Yes, come with me, Sergeant Penny.
All right. What's the matter?
I know your snout is, mate.
When I joined the department, I was told the first thing that mattered
Loyalty
above
cuts both ways, Mike.
If this job comes off, everybody will be patting us on the back. No one is going to care a damn who the informant was.
Not only have you misled me, you've also misled the chief super.
So far, Watts has
Gardner,
recovered...
now let's use his real name.
All right. Dougie Gardner has so far recovered over £500,000 worth of crack for us. That is fact.
The man's a pusher, Mike. All right, so he's applied to the rich and famous, but he's caused a death. That's what he's just come out of Nick for.
A man who's in the know, wouldn't you say? Look, Jim, I want this drugs factory more than anything else. I want it that badly.
You'd even risk your job.
You're either with me or you're not, and if you're not, get out of the car.
We could hold a mock auction. Get rid of this lot in no time.
Good idea.
I've got an uncle in Bradford.
No kidding.
He'd sell his wife for half of the silverware.
Now, Dinesh, one for you. What's your excuse this time?
I nicked an escaped prisoner.
Mr. Kite, before we begin,
I want you to make out a report on the public order aspect of the raid last night. Sensitive area, architecturally difficult to police, that kind of thing.
I'd like to discuss the...
Stress the fact of local support, particularly from the black community. Breakdown of crimes on the estate over the last 6 months.
Sir, the reason
That should be enough ammunition to throw at the media.
Sir, the reason I asked to see you is that I'm concerned about the length of time we're holding on to prisoners downstairs without charging.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. We're well within the time set down by the Act. Tom, you're custody officer, aren't you?
Yes, sir.
Review times are being adhered to and properly recorded, aren't they?
Yes, sir.
Then what's the problem?
I do not see any justification for holding on to suspects who we know at the end of the day are going to be released.
What's your view, Sergeant Penny?
Some of those suspects may be charged with serious offences by the end of the day, sir, once CID have had a chance to question them. I think we've got an obligation to the public.
Thank you, Sergeant Penny. Would you leave us, please? In future, Inspector Kite, I suggest that you get on with your job and leave the custody officer to deal with matters of detention.
The Act says...
I know what the Act says. Don't you think we're strangled with enough legislation without you trying to impose your intellectual interpretation of that Act on my men simply to impress me?
This is a matter I feel strongly about. To deprive a man of his liberty is a very serious matter. It had to be discussed.
May I remind you, Inspector, that this is my division. It's a far cry from the police college. Here we deal with practicalities, not theoretics. Now, please leave me to get on with my work. Thank you.
There was a fashion for this kind of porcelain in that era.
Yeah, well, looks a little bit rude to me, madam.
That is a matter of opinion, young man.
Yeah, what about any of these other items? None other porcelain things ring a bell?
So you haven't actually lost anything, sir?
No, just rousing, Sergeant. It's curious to see what people mislay. All from the same case, I believe.
Yes, we have a husband and wife team in custody for burglary. This was all discovered in their garden shed. God knows where it all came from.
Wholly optimistic, aren't you, Sergeant?
Beautiful craftsmanship. Lovely piece.
Certainly is, sir. What exactly have you lost?
Lost?
What have you had stolen?
A teapot. A silver teapot. Stolen last Christmas.
Silver teapot? I think, yes. Over there, I think we've got 3. One moment, sir.
You'll be glad to know you're the last prisoner of the day.
You get a special cell for that?
Yeah, one that's been deloused in your own booking.
Right, sign there.
Sarge, how much longer is the doctor going to be?
Just a minute.
I read a very interesting article on this kind of porcelain recently.
Oh, yes, madam. What was that? I'm sorry, just one moment. Sorry, madam.
Yes, of
I'll
course.
come back to you.
All right.
Yeah, was there something? Do you know what this is? Yeah, well, it's a carpet. No. Well, all right, a rug. Try again, eh? I don't know, it beats me. It's a tapestry. Maybe worth £1,000. That's nice of you. It's hanging up there on the wall. How am I going to get a game of snooker? It's a criminal dress for one. Of all the rooms in the nick, you've got to pick on this one.
Is that so?
I need the practice part.
Yes, I've noticed.
I'm sorry about that, mate.
Seriously, you're doing a grand job. Where the hell have you been? I've been standing around here like a prat. It took longer than I expected. Well, have you found Bishop's factory? Aye. It wasn't easy. I had to convince him I should know. I had to play the hard man, Mike. I told him he's got to deliver today, I pushed him as far as I could. Well, come on! I feel I'm taking a wee bit more of a chance than I realised. The man's no fool. I don't think we should renegotiate the deal, Mike. What do you mean? I don't think I have to spell it out to you. Are you trying to screw me for more money? No! Look, Mike, I'll come straight to the point. I want you to let me run with some of the gear.
Out of the question.
It's worth more to me than your firm could ever pay.
I couldn't do it.
Okay, happens all the time, man. Half a kilo, who's going to know?
I couldn't.
Half a kilo, who's going to know? That's all.
Depends.
Depends on what?
Depends on how much you value your freedom.
Oh, don't play silly games, mate. This is business. I don't do things for love.
You made a deal. Now either you stick to it as originally planned, or I'll nick you right now.
You're taking one hell of a chance.
I have a witness. He'd swear his life away if I asked him.
This is the last time we do business, mate. I could have put you onto some good things, but you've just gone and blown that.
Cut the bullshit. Just tell me where the factory is.
Now we're about to enter the second phase of this operation. Our ultimate goal, gentlemen, is to discover the location of a drugs factory operating in this division. Now I know you've been on duty all night, and you must be very tired, but it's imperative that we stick to the same officers so there's no leaks of information. I'm going to hand you over to D.I. Galloway, who's going to tell you what's required of you over the next few hours.
First, let me tell you what you're up against. Our target is Mark Bishop, a man you've probably never heard of. Very wealthy, very devious. Properties in Italy and Spain, a drug baron. A man with influential connections, so we've got to do this right. Now, thanks to Dashwood and Carver and Sergeant Roach's overall strategy, some would say devious mind, we're almost there. The factory has been located in a squat, the old derelict council offices off Harlington Way.
A tall man with a white beard and a crash helmet. You couldn't have missed him. Looked as if he came on a moped.
No, I'm sorry. I was too busy getting a rollicking on Sam Noel who insisted that thing ought to be hung up on the wall.
It's definitely mine. Oh, I'm so pleased I could hug you. Let me give you a kiss.
Thank you very much. Not very often we get satisfied customers.
Oh, there. I have a copy of the hallmarks. Yes, here we are. Sheffield date letters. S is for 1910. Oh, yes, and then there's the gold snuff box. That's,
You've had a snuff box stolen as well?
Yes. The burglary happened 12 months ago, and I'm still finding things missing.
Blue enamel with an initial on it?
You don't have it, do you?
Come this way.
Oh, excuse me.
The squat is set in its own grounds. Dashwood and Carver have managed to have a quick recce, but the element of surprise is out, I'm afraid. You can be sure they'll have a lookout.
There's about 10 squatters in there, sir.
You know the place, Yorkie?
Yeah, I stopped a van from going in about a week ago. They all give the same address.
If anybody has any special knowledge of the place, it would help. Unfortunately, owing to the time factor and the need for secrecy, we've been unable to obtain plans of the place. So you'll be going in blind.
Any questions? Right then. On your way, gentlemen. And ladies, of course. All units, let's go. Smith, go with Dashwood.
Yeah, Frank, you go as well. Oi! Olsen, get some clothes on.
Yes, Sarge. Believe it or not, sir, we bumped into each other.
Love at first sight, eh?
Something like that.
Hey, there's no factory here.
8 squatters. That travelled some dog shit.
Let's hope it brings us some luck, eh?
You mean you have to report it stolen?
Like any member of the public, yes.
But stealing from a police station? Does it happen very often?
Fortunately not, no. It's very embarrassing, to say the least. Could I have your full name, Mrs. Adler, please?
Oh, yes, it's Dorothy, Melanie. To think I came that close to getting my snuff box back. What will happen now?
Write to the Commissioner, make a claim.
Compensation?
Well, it's entirely our fault. You'll find the Commissioner will readily accept the responsibility, Mrs. Adler. All I can say is I'm, well, very sorry.
Oh, dear. I won't get you into trouble, will I?
No. We're as vulnerable to theft as anyone else. Could I have your full address, please?
I can't understand what's gone wrong. Your informant's gone wrong, that's what. Why would he have me over?
Are you sure you got the right place?
This is the place.
Anything? Not really. The dogs have found some traces, that's all.
Of a factory?
No, nothing like that. It's some cannabis. They probably belong to one of the squatters.
So now what?
I've got the number of Bishop's Range Rover. It might be about. He's still got to deliver.
Who says so? Your informant? You got a phone number where you can reach him? I thought so.
Shall I circulate Bishop's Land Rover, Gov?
It's the only thing you've got, isn't it? I'm going back to report to the Chief Super. There'll be a debriefing. You two be there.
What's the matter, Bob?
Not much. I just lost about 4 grand's worth of gear.
What?
Somebody's lifted an antique snuff box.
What, from your viewing? Oh, blimey.
And I've got a loser for it.
Oh, no. Who could have done it?
I don't know, it could have been anybody.
That's bloody terrible.
Oh.
Well, maybe this factory of yours doesn't even exist. Maybe it's all a figment of your snout's imagination.
It exists, all right.
Well, if you say so.
It's out there somewhere.
Don't get me wrong. The operation at the social centre was a great success and long overdue. I'm well pleased, Roy. I cannot justify continuing the operation any longer.
But we're talking about a factory, sir. If I could just have a few of my men on for a while, we may get a break.
No, Roy.
If only just to tie up a few loose ends.
4 hours maximum, and that's it.
Cheers. You two, in my room.
Do you mind if I smoke?
Something smells about this operation. Speak to your man. Go on.
Can I speak to Terry Watts, please?
Dougie Gardner. Is he about? A friend, is he there? Come on, love, where is he?
Break Carver's neck for this.
You won't break anybody's neck. Didn't take much figuring out.
What's all this about?
I knew it couldn't be anybody off this manor. And there's not that many jocks in London with an interest to crack on this scale. I weaned it down to 6 possibles.
I still don't know what this is all about.
And guess what? Somebody from Nisnik has already been making inquiries on one of them.
What?
Why didn't you tell me who your informant was, Mike? You think I'd rob you of the glory?
It was my job, my informant. No one else's.
And that's what you thought? You thought I'd blow you out?
Oh, you are a silly boy, Mike.
Don't you silly boy me! If it wasn't for me, you'd have nothing. There would be no job.
Now you listen to me. If I'd have had your trust from the beginning, and Brownlow wasn't so keen on jumping out of his pram to break a no-go area on this manor, I'd have had this job sewn up by now.
I only did what you would have done.
The difference is I know how to deal with people like Gardner and you don't.
Informants are very dangerous people, Mike. Why didn't you come to me?
I wanted the job. It was the chance of a lifetime. I know if I'd told you it was Gardner, you'd never have sanctioned it.
You must understand. Villains like Gardner do not sell people like Bishop down the river without a very good reason. And that reason is not going to be for a few mingy quid out of the informants fund, is it?
Sir, they've located Bishop's Range Rover.
With some luck, we might be able to save this job. But Mike, don't you ever do that to me again.
Surprised the Bishop turns up. He's probably got an away day ticket to Bermuda.
Never mind about Bermuda. Wish I were back home in bed.
Hey, we just popped out. Do you want to see us?
Where have you two been?
Oh, we just popped out to get some stuff before we go home.
Tina.
What's wrong with her?
Amongst other things, she's got AIDS.
Oh, no.
She's known to the doctor. It's on her medical records.
Oh, the poor sod. So what are we going to do then?
Not a lot. You haven't exchanged bodily fluids with her, have you?
Don't be revolting. Don't be disgusting, son.
Listen, the doctor's name is Collins. Give her a ring straight away. She'll want to put your minds at rest.
Well, I'm going for a shower. They can stick procedure. Yeah. I want something kind of agree.
Well, shower won't do any good. Do you want any help with the soap?
No, Charles.
Just thought I'd ask, that's all.
Stand by. A motorcycle has just gone in. Over to you, Roach.
Keep your head down, Carver.
He's parked. He's locked up his machine. Now, we've drawn another blank.
I mean, what do I tell my fellow when he asks what have I been doing all day?
Yeah, and after night.
And after night. Do I tell him that I've been messing about with this poxy bird who's wet herself and totally destroyed this glamorous illusion he has about police women?
Oh, yeah, and the rigorous medical checkup you're going to have to go through because you've been in close contact with an AIDS carrier. Don't forget that one.
Oh, yeah, throw that money in as well.
Turn him on.
I mean, Jude, I asked myself, what have I got going for me?
Charm. Bags of charm. And 2 free tickets to an Ellison concert. I mean, what else does a fella need?
Stand by. Steady down. False alarm.
Call it what you want, but I've got a funny feeling about this.
Sarge, wake up. Sarge. Sarge.
I think we're about to have the rug pulled out beneath us.
Nobody show out.
It's pulled up bang in front of the motor. While the driver's going over to it.
We're trying the door. It's locked.
Cop the number of the breakdown wagon, Ted.
Base from 2-4. Are you receiving over?
Looks like he's going to tow the wake off.
Oh, brill. Well, that's our ace card up the tubes.
Right, 2-4. Go ahead.
What's happening? I've had to turn off my radio.
We've been out. Quiet. The vehicle's making for the exit. 354, Mike Delta. Should be with you any time now.
Nobody move until we get the information on the breakdown wagon.
Andrews Garage, Solway Crescent.
I want it made publicly known that the council was never at any stage consulted regarding these raids of yours on public property. This was riot, Inspector Kite, provoked by your officers.
Now take a seat, Mr. Harvey.
There's been a long-standing agreement with your boys on the beat. An agreement based on trust.
You think we should have consulted you on this matter?
As a council of this borough, yes. I think you had a duty to consult me.
I'm really choked.
Why didn't Galloway want me to go into the garage with them?
I was so close to cracking this.
Not playing the Lone Ranger again, is he?
When was the last time you had a bath, Ted? We were on that observation a long time.
Not am I?
What can I do for you? Come and take me away, have you?
You got this towed in, right?
Yeah, Keith's got on a blower, said he'd broken down. Oh, not now, Harry. Go and see that master cylinder on the Mercat back.
Had an important business meeting he couldn't afford to miss, yeah?
How do you know that?
Sounds familiar. What name
Look,
did he
it's
give?
an iffy, is it?
Name.
McLeod.
McLeod.
Never trust a bleeding Scotsman, that's what my mum used to say. Well, she married a wrong one, didn't she?
My fellow councillors will agree there was a need to rid the estate of the traffic in drugs.
Mention the squat. Sensitive is the word you used.
Yes. Up until now, there's been no hurry to evict the squatters from the old council offices. Well, with the borough's housing situation being what it is, it suited our purpose, if you see what I mean. But at this moment in time, well, whatever I tell you now is a strict confidence, you understand?
Of course.
We have been in negotiation to sell the land to developers.
I see. We'll have to obtain a court order to evict. Long process. Certainly embarrassing for the council politically if bailiffs have to be brought in.
Yes, well, my colleagues and I fear that it may appear that we've been in collusion with you to speed the process up.
Understandable conclusion.
Well, it's ridiculous. Building's a dangerous structure. I don't see why we need to justify their removal.
For their own safety, surely.
Do you know, it's not that many years ago. The floor collapsed into the basement. We had to have it bricked up.
You said a basement?
The place has been a white elephant. Should have been pulled down years ago.
The basement, Mr. Harvey.
Basement? Oh, the old health inspector's laboratory. Yeah. The only squatters we had to deal with then were the rats.
Get the Range Rover, tow it to the Nick. Then you can all book off, lads. Go home and catch up on some sleep.
Definitely a blowout then, is it, Dad?
You've done a good job. All of you.
You really put some graft into this job. I bet Dash with his
gutted.
Pubs are open, I'm going to get blood, so...
Said it was going to be a cock-up from the start, didn't I? Stands to reason. Too big. Too many inexperienced people involved.
What now? Never mind about what now. You should have come to me in the first place when all this lot started.
Somebody's been keeping us busy. They knew that we'd hold on to the Range Rover, keeping all our eggs in one basket.
Yeah, and I'll give you two guesses who. Yeah, go ahead.
Believe me, if I could get hold of Gardner, I'd kill him.
I bet you Bishop is making the delivery right now, and Gardner's collecting it. You know that?
And we're stuck here like a bunch of...
Shut up and listen!
I noticed there's a sealed basement in the building.
What the hell's going on? Hang on, I recognise some of those guys. It's the Central Drug Squad from the yard. Oh, no.
This was my job. How could I have lost it?
We've been well and truly screwed, mate.
Don't give me that old rubbish. Now, if you think I'm going to put in the baking sodas for making fairy cakes... Les, take these two outside for a minute. Would you believe Bishop's got those two chemistry students to knock out this gear between lectures for £1 a week? We haven't met before, have we, Roy? Paul Haggerty, DI Central Drug
Why
Squad.
didn't you tell me?
Tell you what?
Come on, don't insult my intelligence.
What do you want me to tell you? That we had a bigger hold on Gardner than you? You know we don't work like that, Roy.
What'd you do? Threaten to stitch him up with a 20 stretch? Or have you let him run with somebody's gear?
Ah, that's silly talk, Roy. I mean, perhaps if you'd come to us in the first place, informed NDRU that the raid on the social centre was more than just another spin, well, I'm sure we could have worked something out.
You robbed us of a job. A job that one of my lads spent months doing the spade work on.
What's the difference? You recovered at least £500,000 worth of gear. That's got to be a coup for any division. Be satisfied, Roy. Come on, shake on it. It's all part of the game, Roy. Some you win, some you lose.